Hello everybody. Hey, we're going to do a GPS clear up goof up video today and see what that 46 mile an hour thing was the other day. I've never seen that GPS screw up like that before, but I'm kind of thinking that's what happened. Anyway, it snowed again today, so as soon as the roads clear off, we're going to get this thing started. Well, I got another one of those days. It snowed again. I'm waiting for the roads to dry out so I can do my little GPS test, and the batteries haven't shown up. So might as well get this out of the way while I can, and I'll answer a couple of questions while I'm at it. I've had people ask me about the weird looking microphone, and I do that for you guys because it's funny looking, but you can hear me better. You know, it's kind of the point of me talking is so that people can hear what I'm saying. And once this light changes, I'll get up to like 55 or something, then I'll actually cut the audio. It's a separate track. It's done on a little recorder. There's my little recorder. Turn it this way. It's a Tascam DR07, and I normally use a lav mic when I'm walking around, but in here I like to get the microphone just a tiny bit closer to my mouth, and I don't know if wiggling that around jiggle the microphone cable or not. But anyway, when I get as soon as the light changes, I'll get up to speed and I'll do a cut to the actual audio from the camera, and you'll see what I'm talking about, I think. And the lav mic's not too bad in here, but it's a diesel pickup, so it's not the quietest thing in the world, and it makes a little bit of difference. So I'll cut the mic in the editing program, let you listen to the dash cam or the camera, and then I'll cut back over to this microphone, and I think you should see some difference in there. So that's one of the questions I get is about the audio, how I got my audio set up. Normally it's through the lav mic. In the pickup I try to use some sort of a external mic so I can get it a little closer and cut the gain back a little bit and still be able to pick up what I'm saying. Anyway, so I'm going to head to Walmart, grab a few things, some groceries and stuff, and then I'm going to go back to the house, and the roads are kind of starting to dry out. If the batteries show up soon, I'll get the GPS done. So catch you guys in a few minutes, I hope. Okay, got a couple of things I want to get out of the way before we do the GPS test. I had a request to know what size battery would fit in this, and this battery right here pretty much fills up the battery box, but it does fit. So I'm going to pull this out. This is actually out of my boat. Let's see. We are at, well, works better if I turn it on. That's 105 millimeters, which would be 4.147 inches. It's pretty tight fit in there at that, but it did fit. And then the thickness, you couldn't go any thicker than what this one is. This one's actually kind of wedged in under the battery box. It's 3/4 of an inch thick, which is 19.3. You might could get by with 20 for the thickness of the battery, and then the width of the battery is, we'll call that 34, and that's 1.34 inches. And there's a little bit of space left over that way, but not much. I'd say maybe 35 millimeters, 1.4 inches, and that's about all you're going to get. So and it's also going to depend on where your wires come out. These two batteries are about the same size, but on this one, both sets of wires come out here, and on here they come out on alternating sides. This would be a little more difficult, although this one also will fit into the car. This is one of the new batteries that I just picked up. Physically, they're just really, really close to the same size. This one is a little bit thicker, has a little more capacity, and both of them are rated at 25C. This is the new 2S battery that will be running in the car today, and this is the factory battery. Now I've got two of these cars. This is what came with car 1, and this is what came with car 2. They both say they're 1500 milliamps, but physically there's probably not much difference in them. This one, it looks like it's longer, but the actual end of the battery looks like it's about the same place on both of these. This is the electronics for the balance charger and stuff. So pretty much the same battery, although this one is physically larger. Still both rated at 1500 milliamps. While we're talking about batteries, this is the one. I actually got this for another car. It will not fit. I speculated in the beginning that it might, but it absolutely will not fit. I've never tried this battery before. This battery I have tried, and I've had good luck with it. I'll probably pick some more of these up. It's been a very dependable battery. And I've got a couple of these, and now I've got 3 2S. No, I've got 4 2S. I've got two 2200s and an 1550, and then I've got this one at 1800. Now, I've got that out of the way. Okay, this is the LiPo alarm I was telling you about. And the way this thing works is you plug your battery in, and it's got a low voltage alarm to keep you from over discharging your batteries. And if I'm going to plug this thing in, if it beeps, you can't plug it in backwards. If you plug it in backwards, nothing happens. It just doesn't work. So you don't have to worry about that. When this thing beeps, I'm going to shut up for a second so I can actually edit the volume down if I need to. Okay, so it shows you that it's a 2S, shows you what the voltage is for the total pack, and then it shows you what each cell in turn is. Cell 1 is 4 volts, cell 2 is 3.99. So I've got to discharge this and put it on the balance storage charge. But I just wanted to show that to you real quick. This is a 3S, so we'll put it on here. See, if you put it on backwards, nothing bad happens. It makes a little click noise. I don't know if the mic picked that up or not. Turn this over. And it tells you it's a 3S, shows you the total voltage, and it shows you channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, so you get all your voltages there. And then this lets you set where the alarm goes on, so that what I prefer to do is have several packs and not discharge them as far, so you got a lot of run time without damaging your batteries. The further you discharge them, the smaller number of times they will you'll be able to recharge them. So if you want to change this is currently set at 3.3 volts. It'll go up to 3.8. You can turn it completely off. 2.7 is the lowest on this one. And so when it gets down to 3.3 volts on any of the cells, then you'll get that alarm that you heard when I plugged it in. So enough about that. Let's get on to the GPS test. All right, we're gonna do this today and get this GPS test thing out of the way, because I think that 46 mile an hour thing was a fluke. It got a little wind. It's kind of cold. It snowed. The snow's burned off my street now, so we'll try to do this real quick. I've got two batteries. I've got the stock battery that it did 34, 35 miles an hour on the other day, and then I've got the and that's the factory battery. and it's a 1500 milliamp, I think. And then I've got another one that is a 2200 milliamp hour battery, and it's a little heavier. So the factory battery is 80 grams. The new one, the 2200 milliamp, I think, or maybe it's an 1800. I think it's an 1800. Anyway, it weighs 100 grams. Okay, we're gonna do a speed test on this, and I don't know if this camera will pick it up, so I'm gonna put it on here. Got the meter zeroed out. I've got 2 batteries to test today. Okay, now we're zeroed out. I've got 2 batteries to test. One is the factory battery. It did, I think I hit 35 on it the other day. That's when I got that weird 46 mile an hour thing. So it's got a fresh charge. We'll see if that was some kind of weird goof up with the GPS, which I suspect that's what it was. And then I've got another 1800 milliamp battery, and the 1800 milliamp battery is a little heavier, so the car might go a little slower. The factory battery is 1500 milliamps, weighs 80 grams. The other battery is 1800 milliamps, and it weighs 100 grams. So might slow the car down a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what it does. Oops. And I might, I've got another set of tires to put on here that I've been wanting to try. All right, I'm showing 32 miles an hour is what I showed. That's with the stock battery. So, but I do have a set of street tires I want to put on here. Okay, I'm still sitting at 32 miles an hour. So stock was 30 with the stock battery and stock everything else. Let me check the ESC temperature real quick. Okay, we're showing 89 degrees. So yeah, and the motor feels good. I thought I saw 79 there for a second. Well, it's cooling off. 72, if that's in frame. So that all looks decent enough. Let me throw that other battery in there and see what we do. And I'll show you the difference in the 2 batteries. So that's where we're sitting right now. Throw this one in here and see if we see any difference in the speed. So let me clear out the speed on this. Okay. All right, we're back at 0 with the 1800 milliamp battery in there, and we'll see what it does. Okay, it also got 32 miles an hour. So those numbers are in line with what I had originally anticipated to see. So I don't know what the 46 mile an hour thing was the other day. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll show you the tires real quick. I'm going to put these tires on there. They're just a millimeter or two taller, and we'll see what they do. Okay, we're zeroed back out. The one downside I'll say on these tires, they're all four identical. There is a little bit of a directionality in the tread pattern, but they don't have a right and a left side. So two of them are rolling opposite with the little leading edge forward and a little leading edge internal edge trailing. So not that it's going to be a huge difference, but I kind of like the tread to be balanced. They do they smell like regular car tires. Let's see if this, and I didn't top the battery off. It's on the same charge I did the other speed run on. Oh, apparently that's not glued. I thought they were glued. So, well, so much for this test. Another operator error. Man, I just looked at them in the package and thought they were glued. So my mistake. Well, I got 31 miles an hour with the tires not glued. So I guess we'll be gluing the tires and doing this again on another day. And I'll try to do the, we were talking about changing the timing on this little motor. Well, I'm not going to do that today. It's too cold out here and I really don't feel like doing it in the cold. So, and I've got to glue these tires. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for today. We're going to say 33. It's colder today than when I did the speed test at 35, so that could be the variation there. So we're going to call that's what this motor's doing at this point. It warms up a little bit. I'll get a better test on these tires after they're glued, see what they do. They sound good, they seem to grip good, and I'll give you a better report as I get a chance to operate the things a little more. So everybody have a great day, and I'll catch you down the road.